Alright, so for our next dish, we're going to be making a calzone. Now we used a Pillsbury loaf with this, and I floured my board just a little bit with a little bit of whole wheat flour, but any flour you have on hand is fine. Just want to make sure that it's not going to stick to the board. I'm also going to put just a little bit of that flour, kind of rub it into my hands so when working with this it doesn't stick to my hands. So I've got it all rolled out and flattened out, and I'm going to begin to layer in our ingredients. We're going to use some mozzarella cheese. We're going to sprinkle in here. We're going to put it on one side to begin with. So we're going to kind of layer it in. Cheese. Now, as an alternative to pepperoni, we're actually going to use some mushrooms. You can use button mushrooms, shiitake, really any type that you'd like. You could also use any other vegetables, sauteed vegetables, raw vegetables, whatever you want to use as an alternative to pepperoni. Got our cheese sprinkled in there. Now I'm going to put our mushrooms in. Just kind of layer them out. As I said before, you could cook these ahead of time or leave them raw. We've left ours raw today. They're going to cook a little bit inside of the calzone. They're going to taste very earthy and delicious. And they're a great meat substitute. Mushrooms are perfect when substituting for meat. They have a nice meaty texture. A lot of vegetarians use them in place of meat for that fact alone. Add a couple more in here. And we also have our pizza sauce, which we made from scratch, so we don't have to worry about any of the preservatives or additives that are in the store-bought varieties. So we're going to take a spoon, begin to spoon some of this in. Now there's a couple different ways you could do this. You could do sauce first, then cheese and toppings second. It just really depends. I like to switch it up. I almost do it differently every time I make a calzone or even sometimes pizza. It's fun to play around that way. We've got all of our sauce out and it smells delicious. Now, the next thing that you could do is take a little bit of olive oil and drizzle all over. You also want to season well. Cracked black pepper. Okay, so now I'm going to roll up our calzone. I'm going to do this by taking the corners and kind of bringing those in first, part of the way, folding over the center, just like that. Roll it up, pull it back, like that, and then you can bring the other side over. This is going to make it into a loaf. Roll it up, make sure that you roll in the ends. Just like that. Now you could take an egg wash here and brush over the top, or you could just take a little bit of olive oil and drizzle over the top, and this will help the outside to get nice and golden and brown. We're going to put this in the oven at 425 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes or until nice and golden brown.